My therapist and then a life coach also was like, have you ever just told yourself, hey, I really love you? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, go to the mirror right now and do it. And I looked at myself. I was like,
Yeah. As a people pleaser, I felt like I overextended myself to people who I felt didn't like me.
And didn't appreciate it.
More so than the people that accepted me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I didn't go out of my way for those people. I went out of my way for the ones that I was like, well, I'll make them like me. Like I'll find a way, like, so like I'll show them that I'm a person that they can like.
oh my God. I just realized.
What?
The reason why I don't get angry is because whenever I was little and I was angry, like I'm not allowed to show anger because I don't get my ass beat. So they punished me by making me go do chores.
Oh,
so
and so you were like doing
chores.
Yeah. You're getting shit done. With
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That's so funny.
I just noticed that.
That's why.
So, yeah. Oh shit. Wow.
Wow, we just had a whole
amazing.
therapy session here.
Welcome back to another episode of Big Moon.
Hey,
Yay.
we didn't plan this. We just all wore black and we're cute.
We're just sad bitches that are all on our periods.
I know, right?
We're
We're mourning our uteruses.
Oh, and I just spilled my White Claw.
mourning the 2 eggs that fell down.
That is,
Or is it 1 egg?
alcohol abuse.
Hello, and we have a very special guest with us today. Who do we have?
Hi guys, I'm Jess Lazama. What is up?
What is up in the house?
Thanks for having me.
She's so
Yes,
pretty.
she's the best. We love her. Thank you so much for joining us all
Thanks for
day
having
today.
me.
She'll be in many episodes. Go check them out. Also,
pretty.
I guess I'm here. Nikki Limo.
Who cares? Shush. Who cares? Hi, Jess.
I know
We're having
she's
a moment.
beautiful. I know.
Hi, Jess.
Coach.
How you doing?
Hi.
I'm a big fan.
You're gorgeous, and I'm blushing.
Oh, but of course, we also have the beautiful Nikki Limo.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I'm pretty too.
And hi, it's me, Gina. And today's
Howdy.
Oh, hi. Thanks. Today's episode is on how to practice self-love. What can you do to practice self-love? We found this article on Healthline.
Lisa, is it when you love yourself instead of hate yourself?
What is that? What is
What's
that
that like? What's that like?
Sounds really nice.
That sounds
I feel like
cool.
it takes a long time to do
Pretty
that.
healthy.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. For the longest time, I didn't know what self-love was. Like, for the longest time, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking cool.
Right.
You know?
Or like sometimes it's like, oh, it's when you like put a face mask on, like you put a like
Yeah.
a spot, and then that's because that's what I hear is like, oh, you gotta practice self-love and like get a manicure or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really not that.
Yeah. I thought that
Self-love's like
too.
morphed into self-care /
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, I do. Like, I'm cool. I love myself. But there's more to that.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Like you almost like you have to go deeper than that.
Yeah. For like the longest time, I always heard women say like, I love myself. I love who I am. And I was like, yeah, me too. Like, I don't get it. But it goes so much deeper than that. It's a whole like mental thing, emotional thing. And it's more than skin deep and getting pedicures. So
But I like them.
I do
I
love them.
pedicures too.
Love a pedicure.
yeah, I got a pedicure a couple weeks ago. And then like randomly a week or two later, my pinky nail popped off.
Oh, wait! Oh, the whole nail. Yeah.
Yeah.
You tweeted about this, and I said you need to eat a vegetable.
Yeah. If I just
Get
ate,
some freaking nutrients, Gina.
If I just ate like a single vegetable, it would have probably stayed on.
Yeah,
So
a
now
zucchini or something.
pedicure's all messed up, but there was another nail underneath. I don't know, man.
What?
Oh, wow. You
like
regenerate
you have too
quickly.
many
You're
nails.
young.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm like an X-Men, but that's my only power.
It's weird power.
Grow
Yeah.
nails.
Yeah. That's why Xavier never called
Very
me. He's like,
helpful.
this bitch is full
Lick
lame.
them at people.
All right. The first, this article is called 13 Steps to Achieving Total Self-Love. And the first one is stop comparing yourself to others. We're socialized to be competitive, so comparing ourselves to others is natural, but it can be dangerous. There's just no point in comparing yourself to anyone else on the planet because there's only one you. Rather, focus on yourself and your journey. The shift of energy alone will help you feel free.
This is such a big one, right?
It is, and it's easier said than done because, like, you can say all you want, like, "Oh yeah, I don't compare myself," but when you're scrolling through your Instagram feed or social media, I think social media has really amplified this whole comparison thing, and you're seeing like people's highlight reels. It's really hard to feel like, am I not doing enough? Am I behind?
Yeah.
Could I be doing more?
Everyone else crushing it in the world except for me.
Yeah.
And then you have to take a step back and realize that this is really like I love all these memes like, oh, the internet's not real, the internet's fake, and people are showing like home decor places accounts that I follow are showing the mess behind
Absolutely.
their pictures. You know, they're like, it's not real, like we're just showing off the parts that we're proud of, but you know, it's not like we're always perfect.
Yeah.
Or always happy.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like something that I love is when people actually share what they're going through and they're not just beams of sunshine just shooting out of their ass all the time and they have bad days.
Yeah.
And, you know, like the life can be messy and things can get sticky. And like, that's what I want to know. I want to know all
other
of
things
it.
shooting out of their ass too.
Yeah. That I don't need to see, but you know, it's nice to know about.
I love to see it.
All right.
Ooh, kinky.
Don't shame me.
Okay. But it's true. Like, one of the best examples I had that I learned early on was when I was about 25. And there's this girl that I was acquaintances with on Facebook and Instagram, and she was in this wonderful relationship, you know, like they were happy, they're going on trips, he's buying her nice things, and they're so like their pictures are so cute. And I was like, man, like I want that. That's so cool. And then like one day I was like scrolling through Facebook at 2 a.m. and she had posted a status. She's like, I'm drunk and I need someone to help me. He always abuses me. I'm not happy.
Oh my
and he keeps hitting me.
gosh.
Please help me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the post disappeared like an hour later after people like were blowing up her comments like, are you okay? Okay. And that's when I realized, holy shit, like people are really good at just showing the best parts, but it could be fucking awful behind all that. They're just, I think someone said like when couples are constantly posting, look how great we are, look how great we are, look how great we are. A lot of times they are doing terrible behind the scenes.
Not so great.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who were surprised by my divorce. And it wasn't because we were doing horribly, but we weren't doing amazingly.
Yeah.
But you only post that you're doing amazingly.
Yeah, because like sometimes it's like, what's the fine line between sharing the ups and downs and like airing dirty laundry?
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and so you're like trying not to share the bad things, but then like, and I do that with my mental health. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to overshare my depression, but like, I do think like letting people know that it's a real thing and like it's not like every day is like I'm rollerblading through the sunshine
Malibu.
with freaking rose-colored glasses on. Although I did just do that. It's not every day, you know. Some days you're, you know, curled up in a ball in your bed and you can't feel like you don't feel like getting out and you don't know how to and you feel like everything is crumbling.
Yeah, I think it's really normal to like make the bed so you don't have to get back in it, right? So you can't get back in it. But I feel like, yes, people should share. I love when you do your mental health posts.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's relatable. Like we all have down days and shit days and we're not going to feel our best. And comparison's a thief of joy. Here I go again, being the elderly millennial and being a Hallmark commercial.
I love it. I love you. It's not even like you're not even a Hallmark commercial because it's so authentically you.
It's true though, right?
You
When
just
compare
are
yourself.
that you're a cheerleader. You're you always have the right mom things to say.
Thank you.
That like
Yeah.
make you go, oh, I needed that today.
I want to be the internet mom, but like a cool mom.
I want you to be my mom.
should.
Like a hot mom.
Yeah.
You should make a TikTok out of it. Hey, it's me, your internet mom.
Oh, I like that.
And then you can
love
teach
that
kids
shit.
lessons
Yeah.
and be like, hey, for those of you who didn't have a mom, today I'm going to show you how to do laundry.
I would love that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I would watch that.
You brilliant little brain. Big brain. Brilliant big brain.
Little small brain.
I love
do
that.
that.
Cute. Yes, okay, I'm going to do
Or
it.
you can also do like, hey, it's me, your teen mom. For those of you teen moms out there, I can teach you whatever.
If you're having a shit day, it's
I love
totally
it.
normal.
I want
Just
to
teach
watch
them
that
everyday things.
channel right now.
Right?
Yeah, me too. I needed it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think, the whole like, you know, but sharing the depression stuff, it's like, I don't want it to feel like a grab for sympathy or like some sort of like attention thing. I just want to share so that, you know, it's like, it's a balance. There's
And
a
you're
balance.
not
out there.
alone.
Yeah.
And that it will get better.
Yeah.
And that you can make it through.
Exactly, because it is kind of draining watching. I mean, I personally, and this is just, you know, I go through waves of just not checking social media, not solely because I'm comparing myself, but like it can make you feel bad after a while of just like, I'm not doing enough, being enough. And I just spent like 3 hours looking at other people's lives. And I don't feel like this is productive.
And it doesn't feel good on your brain because I'm in the fitness world. So I'm seeing all these girls, you know,
Chiseled
when you were in
bodies.
20, you could do whatever you want. You didn't have to sleep. You could smoke, stay up late, and you would wake up and you're chiseled and you're just cut. You're like a Greek god. I'm 41, so I got to work for these abs. So it's just, I even struggle with the comparison thing. And sometimes I'm just like, I need a detox. I'm just not going to scroll. Just gonna
Yeah, I think everyone goes through it. Like, even no matter how the person that you're looking at that's like, wow, they got their shit together. Look at them on top of the world. Like, I guarantee you,
They don't know what they're doing.
scrolling and they're like, why am I not like this person? You know, there's always some other person that you're looking at. So yeah, it really is true. The best thing to do is, as much as you can, just when you see that and you feel those feelings, so good for them, and like be happy with your lane, and like, I'm going this way.
Send them wellness, and then be like, you know, just do your best, because your best is enough.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that's all you can do, and that's okay.
All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough.
Okay. Isn't enough. Is enough.
I feel really bad for kids growing up in this day and age with social media, because they really do have a lot more to compare to.
Slammed in their face.
We didn't have to do that.
Yo, we had fucked up makeup till we was like 23 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we didn't have videos like teaching you how to do perfect makeup. These 8-year-olds are doing perfect winged liner.
Right?
I'm like, how the you don't even need that.
I feel like, and it's almost like I'm like offended in a way. Like, how dare you not go through the shitty eyeliner and blue eyeshadow?
The blue eyeshadow and sparkles.
Right? And sparkles, you know?
Yeah.
Or the frosty white eyeshadow.
Or
even know
flicking
that
all
that's
your
not cute.
eyebrow hairs off.
Right?
And
yeah, exactly.
Hoping
putting
they grow
Sharpies
back.
on.
Like, how come you didn't get to go through the ugly phase? You have like a perfect cut crease right now at fucking
fair.
12.
Everyone needs an ugly face. Builds character.
But they don't see it that way, because there's so many. Everyone knows how to do a perfect cut crease,
Right?
because you have it. Everyone's shoving it in your face all the time.
Number 2 is don't worry about others' opinions. In that same vein, don't worry about what society thinks or expects of you. You can't make everyone happy, so this is a waste of time and will only slow you down on your journey to becoming the best you.
That's also really hard to do.
It is really hard to do. The best thing is to think about how like you're never gonna make everyone happy.
It's exhausting if you
There's always
tried.
gonna be someone that doesn't like you for their own reasons. Like you can't even control their reasons.
Yeah.
You just can't. So don't stress about it, because there's no way you can do it. You can't control them.
Yeah.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
The people that matter don't mind. The people that mind don't matter.
Yeah.
See, boom. I
You should
told
sell
you. I am
posters.
just.
Okay, do this TikTok channel and sell the posters.
Right?
I'm just gonna be a
Sell the
walking poster.
merch. Yeah.
It's your mom.
I love it.
There's
It's great.
There's a quote by Dita Von Teese that says, you can be the ripest, prettiest, juiciest peach in the world, and there's still going to be people out there who don't like peaches.
That's absolutely true.
And it's true.
And she's juicy.
Yeah, and it is hard to do. It's hard to not care about other people's opinions, but I made a rule for myself back in like my later 20s, where for the most part working in entertainment, I don't really give a shit what people say about me, because if you really care about what every single one says about you, you're gonna be
You're gonna go
fucking
insane.
miserable.
Oh
You're
my
gonna go
God, yeah.
insane. But personally, I have a rule where if I hear the same critique about me 3 times from people around me or like my friends and
circle.
stuff, my circle, if I hear it at least 3 times, that's when I step back. I'm like, okay, or maybe I should.
Maybe there is something
Evaluate.
I should
Yeah, so I'll
investigate.
reevaluate. you
Yeah.
know? Or sometimes comments online too, or people are like, "Oh, she's so fucking self-centered," and then I was like, kind of, you know, like if I hear it enough times, like 3 times at least, I'll reevaluate and I'll really sit with myself about
That's
it.
so healthy to do. That's
Truly.
it's really great to take ownership or acknowledge something, like to not be like so egoic that you're invincible to criticism. Mine was defensiveness. I never knew that I was defensive at all, but like I had started hearing that like a lot. And I realized like, yeah, I mean, I talked to my therapist and I was like, yeah, I mean, I feel really misunderstood. And like, I feel like the worst feeling I've ever felt is being misunderstood. Like when my intentions were this and like everyone's taking it as this. And so then I get really defensive because I'm like, wait, no, that's not what happened. Like, let me explain. Like, that's not like, no, you're wrong. Like this is, and people it's not an attractive, it doesn't make people want to listen to you when you're just coming out of defensiveness. And so I really had to understand what defensiveness was and why, when it was that people were saying I was acting that way, and then understand how to better articulate or like to give, to understand where they're coming from before telling them where I'm coming from, stuff like that, you know, little things that I think helped me be a better person and improve ultimately. But it was really hard because you know, how do you separate just the general trolling, criticism, hate comments from like the actual legitimate ones that are like, hey, maybe this is something that like you could fix about yourself or help
You're both
yourself
so
with.
self-aware though, which I think is really special. And I think when you're young, you aren't so self-aware and you're not so introspective. Something that I did when I was probably until like last year, besides overextending myself, is I was a people pleaser.
Yes.
And I realized that though as a human being, I want to be liked by someone, I'm not going to go out of my way to prove to them why they should like me if they don't.
Yeah.
Because they just don't like peaches.
Yeah.
And don't you feel like, as a people pleaser, I felt like I overextended myself to people who I felt didn't like me
And didn't appreciate it.
more so than the people that accepted me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I didn't go out of my way for those people. I went out of my way for the ones that I was like, well, I'll make them like me. Like I'll find a way, like so like I'll show them that I'm a person that they can like.
Right. And you're so likable.
Like,
What's not to like?
Yeah,
It's an
but
acceptance
some people don't
thing,
like
though.
peaches.
It's very interesting because like it's very surprising hearing that from you, because to me you're a very intelligent woman who knows herself and stuff like that, and then you just saying that makes me realize that people are constantly learning about themselves all the time, no matter like our age difference or where we are in life, you know. Like people are constantly always learning. Nobody has it all completely figured out, and you don't need to have it figured out by a certain age at all, you know.
No, I think it's a lifetime of learning, right? And when we stop learning, like that's when we stop growing as people.
Yeah.
I also realized I like harbor a lot of rage in my belly. And we just talked about this before. It's the abs. That I was a teen mom and I was a single mom. So there's just so much anger and emotion that I wasn't
Just
able to
repressed.
express. So it's repressed.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I can be like a Sour Patch baby. I can be really sweet, or I could like try to bite your ankles. Yeah. So you gotta watch out for me. I'm an ankle biter.
It's not because she's going after ankles. It's just that's how tall she is.
Yeah.
It's also because I'm 4'10" and a half. I just have nowhere else to bite
she
you.
ends up at your ankles.
Whether it's a warm cup of coffee, basking in warm sunlight, or listening to a sexy story, pleasure is all around us. With Dipsea, your sanctuary is waiting. Escape to a world where pleasure is your only priority. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. That's right, they bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters, no matter who you're into or what turns you on, if you catch my drift. I don't know, we don't judge. You can find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent, or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. Hot in multiple ways, the yoga and the guy. They even have stories designed specifically for your zodiac sign. Ooh, okay. Dipsea also has sleep stories, so if you have trouble going to sleep, they have like stories that'll lull you into a nice dream state. They have wellness sessions, and they now also offer written stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or just heat things up with a partner. For our listeners, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/bigmood. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/mood. dipseastories.com/mood. Get in the mood, you know.
If you're sleeping on a terrible mattress, then your sleep will be terrible. It's that simple. That's why I recommend sleeping on a Purple mattress. Purple mattresses have the Gel Flex Grid. It's a super stretchy, ultra squishy material that adapts and flexes around pressure points and doesn't retain heat. The Gel Flex Grid is amazingly supportive for your back and legs while cushioning your shoulders, neck, and hips, no matter how you like to sleep. Unlike memory foam, which remembers everything, the Gel Flex Grid Purple mattresses bounce back as you move and shift. You'll never have that I'm stuck feeling people get with memory foam. Try your Purple mattress risk-free with free shipping and returns. Financing is available too. I sleep really hot. I always wake up so sweaty, but with Purple, it doesn't happen anymore because it's so breathable. It keeps me nice and cool. Getting a great night's sleep starts with having a great mattress. Get a Purple mattress. Go to purple.com/bigmood10 and use code BIGMOOD10. For a limited time, you can get 10% off any order of $200 or more. That's purple.com/bigmood10, code BIGMOOD10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Once again, that's purple.com/bigmood10, promo code BIGMOOD10. Terms apply.
The next one is, I really like this one. It's allow yourself to make mistakes. We're told again and again from a young age that nobody's perfect and everyone makes mistakes, but the older you get, the more pressure you feel never to fail. Cut yourself some slack, make mistakes so you can learn and grow from them. Embrace your past. You're constantly changing and growing from who you once were into who you are today and who you will be one day. So forget about that voice in the head that says you need to be perfect. Make mistakes, lots of them. The lessons you'll gain are priceless. I personally really love this one because I have experience with this one. Growing up, I grew up with my grandparents, but my siblings, my second eldest brother, he grew up with my dad, and my dad was very militant. very cleanly. Like he was a felon back then, so he's very hard on himself. He's very hard on, you have to be a man, you have to do this, you have to do this right, you have to do that right, why are you gonna do this right? And it gave my brother like a complex,
like toxic masculinity.
Not toxic masculinity, but if he does something wrong, he has a full breakdown.
That's me.
Yeah. Like, I think it's so important for, yes, you need to encourage your kids to do their best and, try their hardest, but you also really need to teach them how to fail well too and accept failure, because back then, my brother, if he got like a bad grade or he didn't do something right or didn't clean something right, he would have a meltdown. And it was heartbreaking, you know? Like, you have to teach your kids that if you fail at something, the world's not going to end. It's just that you have chances to try again and again and again. Or if you don't teach them that, they're going to be too scared to even try anything at all because they don't want to fail, and they just get stuck in this limbo where like they just won't do anything at all. And it's like the first, or when you fail, it's another step to success. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to keep failing, and then eventually you learn and you become better at it. So seeing how my dad raised my brother really taught me, like, you really need to learn how to fail in a healthy way.
Absolutely. I heavily relate to that. By the way, a good book to read is Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. That's a great book. But that's how I was raised, and I was the firstborn, and my dad super militant and like perfectionist. And I really just even as an adult carried that through, where like if I made a little mistake, I was full blown meltdown. Like Steve really had to help me with that. Like, hey, it's not a big deal. A lot of people make that mistake. Blah, blah, blah. Like it's not the end of the world. But even little things, I was just like, I suck. I'm a failure. I suck. I'm never gonna be good at anything. And that's why I have the fuck perfect line. I saw you wear the ring. I was like, yeah, because fuck perfect. You really don't learn anything until you fail. And I think that's a problem with the way that we're raised, not just if your dad's like that or your mom's like that, but even in school, like you get a bad grade if you fucked up. Like if you made a mistake, if you didn't do well on a test, if you didn't learn the way they taught you to learn or whatever, like you are failing, like they're telling you like it's bad, you're not gonna get a job, you're not gonna go to the school you want to go to. And so you're trained from very young to like, mistakes are bad, don't make a mistake, don't fuck up, otherwise you have severe consequences of it. And then you're so scared to take a risk outside of your comfort zone, because what if you fail? Then it must mean the end of the world. It must mean that you will all your security will be taken away from you. And I just think that's not true. I just think from experience that failing has been the best thing for me ever. And so many ways of it not working led me to the way that it did work. So yeah, I hate that people feel like they can't fail. When I do the bullet journal stuff, I talk about this on my channel because so many people are like, oh, like I want to do a bullet journal, but I'm not artistic, or it looks so good when other people do it, but I can't do it. And I'm like, yo, just fuck it. It's not for anyone but you. Like if anywhere you can fuck up, it's in your bullet journal. Like you like try something that you don't know if you can do, and experiment, and you'll get better and you'll learn and be like, oh, if I just press this way instead of this way, it makes the lettering go better or smoother or flow better, and you're learning. That's how literally how you learn to walk is by falling. Like that's from a baby. They don't go,
you're just not a walker.
Right? You're gonna crawl forever. Sorry, not in the cards just for you.
I think sometimes too the fear of failure can be ultra paralyzing to people, so they don't try. But I think it's going to be like, as human beings, it's progress, not perfection. Like are we constantly learning about ourselves? I'm constantly learning about myself. I had to fail so many. I've lived 19 lives in this lifetime. I've done it all. I've seen it all, done it all, said it all. And I also don't regret anything, because every single decision I've made, every wrong turn, right turn has led me to exactly where I'm at today. So you have to embrace this couch with you guys, all in black. Where else would you want to be, baby? Right here, nowhere else. And it's everything that you've done in your life has led you to where you are, and you can't regret that. And you have to be okay with like, yes, you have to fail to succeed.
Yeah. And it's scary. I'm not going to lie to you.
So scary.
It's not fucking easy. Like, it's not like, yay, go fail. I did it. You can too. It's like,
no one knows what they're doing.
It fucking hurts. It hurts. You skin your knees and you're like, fuck, can I walk? I don't know. Maybe I have to crawl. But you get back up and you do it again. You try a different way. You re-angle yourself. You look at other people that are walking. You're like, maybe if I try it this way. And you learn. And then it feels so good because it feels like when you actually get the prize, when you get, the meat and potatoes, you're like, I earned this meal. I did it.
Yeah.
I finally got there.
You have to fall so many times to walk, and then when you figure it out, you walk pigeon-toed like Nikki. Moving on.
I was an early walker.
I think it's so cute that you're pigeon-toed.
I still trip over my feet.
So cute. Oh, okay. Number 4. Remember, your value doesn't lie in how your body looks. This is fundamental. So many things in the world want to distract you from this powerful truth. Sometimes even your own internalized sexism affirms your thoughts of inadequacy. You are valuable because you are you, not because of your body. So wear what makes you feel good. If it's a lot or if it's a little, wear what makes you feel confident, comfortable, and happy.
100,000%. I tell clients all the time, it's not how you look, it's how you feel.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel good?
Yeah. Do you have energy?
Do you have energy?
How do you feel? Vitality.
Absolutely. What's your mental health? What's your heart health? Like, you can have the best body and be shitty on the inside and it's worth nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know how unhealthy they are. Like, they were always just naturally skinny or naturally like built certain ways, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I didn't think I had to check on my health."
And by the way, who told us what a good body is? What a perfect body is? Like,
media.
It's horrible. Like, your body is your body, and this is the only body we get in our lifetime. So we better be happy with it.
It's tilted more towards women for sure.
For sure.
And maybe gay guys, because like in society, you're taught that is where your value is in your beauty, your youth and beauty. Because traditionally, in the old days, you were there to be married and make babies. And so the more fertile you look, which is when you're younger, is the more valuable you are, because that is your job in society.
Someone will marry you and make a baby with you.
Yes, and hopefully it is someone with superior genetics. And so you are to attract the one, and then biologically your children have a better chance of living longer. It's all biological, right? But it's so outdated because you don't need that anymore. And so now you can actually understand your value as a person, as a whole person, as a whole human being.
Yeah. And I see the same thing as you. You have one vessel in life, right? Your body, your face, whatever. And you decorate it however you want to decorate it. That's why I was like, plastic surgery. If this is what I want my vessel to look like, I'm going to fucking do it. Other people, if you want like 1,600 piercings on your vessel, go ahead, And I think that's the best thing to kind of understand about yourself, but also understand that like, this is your vessel, decorate it however you want. But at the end of the day, when what your opinion of your own beauty is gone, because we all eventually get old, we don't have the tight bodies that we used to have. What's on the inside? Like, if you're a shitty person on the inside, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, you can marry someone that you find so insanely hot, whatever. And if that's all you're marrying for, what happens when you're like 90 years old and you have nothing to talk about and you fucking hate each other?
It's all surface.
Yeah, it's all surface.
Another interesting thing is when you look at old seniors, what you feel on the inside ends up on the outside. Like, people that are like spent their life angry, they have a permanent scowl on their face. You can see like angry old men and women that they can't unfurl their face. It's just permanently this. And then the ones that are happy and like kind of had a happier, freer time in life, you can see it like they've got like a permanent smile. And it's so interesting that at the end you really see the inside go on the outside.
Yeah. It seeps out. It makes its way out. So I hope what's seeping out is nice. Like, we have to crack ourselves like wide open as people. And it's like, what's in there? Yeah. What am I made up of? Like, what's in there?
When there was one time I did a photo shoot. And we were like, of course, photo shoot has a lot of makeup. And like, we were out in the sun and I was dehydrated because I drink like a cup of water a month. And I looked in the mirror and I saw like lines here. And I was like, oh my God, is that my first wrinkle? And I was like, I'm really kind of glad that it's a smile line and not like a frown line. Like, that's cool.
It shows how you lived. Yeah. Yeah. Mine are all up here from like laugh squinting.
Happy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of cool with that. And then later on, I washed out some makeup, moisturized. I was like, oh, it's okay. It's just the makeup. And it was okay. Never mind. Fuck you, bitch.
It was just the makeup.
It was makeup.
Oops, not a wrinkle. I'm young. My bad.
Number 5. Oh, I love this one. Don't be afraid to let go of toxic people. Not everybody takes responsibility for the energy they put into the world. If there's someone who is bringing you toxicity into their life and you want to resolve things in a bloodier way,
I'm so proud.
and they won't take responsibility for it, that might mean you need to step away from them.
That might mean you need to study a tape of NWA.
There you go. Don't be afraid to do this. It's liberating and important, even though it may be painful. Remember, protect your energy. It's not rude or wrong to remove yourself from situations or the company of people who are draining you.
Emotional vampires are real. And it's not time that's fleeting. It is our energy. Like we only have so much of it, and we have to protect who we give it to and where we put it.
When you talk about being a people pleaser, it's like you definitely like somehow are magnetized to the ones that want to drain your energy.
Absolutely. They see that and they're like, ooh, you have an S on your chest. Save me.
Yeah. Yeah. As I grew older, I realized that I don't really care to keep certain people around. Like some people are harder to get rid of others because of like history and all that, right?
It's true.
Yeah, but other people, I was like, I don't really like give a shit about you enough to fucking bother, you know? Like you made this one of my friends unhappy. You said some weird thing to me. Like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, if people aren't bringing value into your life and then you into theirs, it's a 2-way street. So it has to be reciprocated. And if you aren't mutually enhancing each other's lives, there's really no point.
Yeah,
no point.
Like before, I'd be like, no, I can't unfollow them or unfriend them. It's gonna be so weird. And now it's just like, boop, you're out.
When are you going to see them again, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Who
their
gives a
family.
shit? Yeah.
Oopsies.
Oopsie.
You can break up with your family too.
Absolutely.
And if it's very toxic. A lot of people don't think you can, but
You totally can.
You
you
totally
definitely can.
Yeah.
And it's healthy too. It's set boundaries.
Yeah. The next one is process your fears. Like erring, feeling afraid is natural and human. Don't reject your fears, understand them. This healthy exercise can help with your mental health. Interrogating and evaluating your fears helps you to gain clarity and unmask issues in your life that were causing you anxiety. That in turn can help you alleviate some, if not all, of your anxiety. Yes.
I'm not afraid.
Yes. I started going to therapy and
Very good.
yeah, thanks. It was your therapist.
Oh, yay.
Therapy's the shit.
And she, like, during our first few sessions, she did an exercise with me. She's like, all right, we're going to figure out, like, what you're most afraid of. And going in, I'm like, I already am pretty self-aware. I kind of know what's going on already. But she helped me figure it out. And she said one thing, and I just bawled my eyes out. Like, it was fucking weird. Because I thought I knew so much about me.
Yeah.
She tapped that button.
Exactly. She's like, this is what you fear the most. And the fact that I cried and just like broke down, I was really thankful for that, because I could have gone my whole entire life not understanding what I was so afraid of.
Totally.
Or what too afraid to even find out, you know? But she helped me, and it gave me like this huge, like massive clarity in life. I'm like, oh, this is why I do the things that I do. And I'm so glad that I went through that.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid to confront those. Their biggest fear is confronting their fears.
Yeah.
I think that is what your shadow self is. There's like a part of all of us that we kind of keep hidden. Whether it's because we're embarrassed, we don't want society to know that part of us, we're scared of people knowing that part of us, or it's like a fear, like we don't want to believe that part of us exists.
Yeah.
Right. Denial.
And to be a whole person, they say you have to uncover and confront your shadow self, and like not just confront it, but also embrace those parts and understand how you can use them in a healthy way to balance your life out. I don't have a good example really of that, but I mean, we talked about earlier of just like taking criticisms into consideration and, you know, examining. A lot of times when you're judging other people for something, it's an inner projection of something that you're insecure about. So like taking a look at that. There's a book that Tiff actually gave me. She gave all of us called Burn After Writing or something.
No, I think she gave us a cute book about the sisters.
That was recently, but like 2 years ago.
What's the other one?
Is that about doing a brain dump and then setting it on
Oh,
fire?
yeah.
I love doing that.
Yeah, it's called like Burn After Writing or something like that. But it really is about like, it gives you prompts and questions to like really think about these parts of yourself that you might be hiding from, that you don't want to confront.
Absolutely.
And
'cause I
like,
feel like
why you're doing that and what happened in your past to make you have these parts.
to like trigger them, because I feel like a part of acknowledging your fears and confronting them is acknowledging your emotions. And for a long time, I didn't acknowledge my emotions. I never even let them see the light of day. I'm just like, nope, I'm on robot mode. They don't exist. Yes.
I gotta be a mom.
Yes, I'm gonna be strong.
I'm in
put on
survival
my armor.
mode.
Hair goes on my warrior makeup, and I kind of just plowed through life. And I'm really good at doing that. I'm really good at plowing through life. I have to watch like really sad movies to cry, which feels very robotic, but I'm like, oh, at least I can cry. Yeah.
At least I'm not a robot.
I'm like, where's the Disney channels? Come on, Cinderella. But I just allowing myself to feel my feelings has helped me tremendously mentally, because then I can hold space for someone all day long. It's part of my profession. It's part of my legacy. But to hold space for myself was really healing. That's something awesome. I wasn't used to doing.
Yeah, I know. I know you. And I know we've talked about this before too. But I'm so proud of you that you're able to acknowledge that. And even you acknowledging your rage inside.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like,
there's fire in there.
Like you have this fire and it's not a bad thing. I mean, yeah, it's like, okay, if a poor soul happens to stumble upon you at the wrong moment, maybe it's they're the line of fire and it's like, oh, sorry.
I definitely use pain for power, for sure. That's my driving force. But I do think it's good to acknowledge that pain sometimes when it comes and it's drifting your way on that boat, instead of taking my foot and kicking it away and be like, not today.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, hi, boat of emotions.
Hey, pain.
Hi, pain. What do you need?
Yeah. I think it also, I'm kind of mixing a lot of things up that I've learned from a therapist, but like there's an inner child in you and sometimes it throws a tantrum when you're not giving her what she wants. And
Listen to me.
Yeah. And it was stuff that you denied yourself when you were an actual child, or that was denied to you by other people when you were an actual child. And these are like basic needs that, you know, children need to be happy and healthy and whole, and they were denied. And so it doesn't just go away. You can't just stifle it down. It's like it sits there and she lives there with her needs unmet. And sometimes out of nowhere, she's going to throw a tantrum when it gets triggered, and you don't know where it's coming from until you really dig deep and go, where is this stemming from? Like how can I help you?
I love a tantrum. And that's something I think as parents is a great thing to give to our children, is coping in life, because there's going to be a day that you're not around to hold space for them and to protect them and support them. And so if what we can do is like teach our children to be strong, that they can stand on their own and that no one's coming to save them, that they have to save themselves. I think that's a really good
what are your
lesson
coping
in life.
mechanisms?
What are your coping mechanisms in life, and how are you taking care of you first? You got to put that mask on yourself first before you can help anyone else, you know?
The oxygen mask.
Yeah. Moms need to hear that especially, but everyone does.
Yeah, it's hard, especially as a mom, because you want to swoop in and save your kids first before yourself.
I want to be like, I can hold my breath here.
Yeah. That's what my therapist always told me too. Like, you have to secure your own oxygen mask first before anyone else. The next one is trust yourself to make good decisions for yourself. We so often doubt ourselves and our ability to do what's right, when most of the time we do know in our hearts and what's best. Remember that your feelings are valid. You're not losing touch with reality. You know yourself better than anyone else, so be your best advocate. Yes. When they always speak about women's intuition, right? And that's how I got into trouble with people before. It's just like my gut was telling me one thing, but I'm like, nah,
let me follow this logic.
Yeah, they're not that bad. It's okay, keep going, you know? And then it always ended up being shit, I was right all along.
It's so true.
And I read this thing on Reddit that said, you spent your whole entire life around other human beings. You know how human beings are. You know how they act. You know how they function. So if something is off, you're right. You know, and that it includes, like, if you're walking down the street at night, this person just seems like it's kind of shady or whatever. Like, trust your gut and trust your intuition, because you know how people are normally.
Yeah, if alarm bells are ringing in your body,
listen
it's
to them.
More often right than wrong.
Exactly.
Every time I've tried to go off of my logic instead over intuition, usually they're in lockstep, but sometimes it's like, I don't know why, it doesn't seem logical, but I think we should go this way instead of that way. Every time I've tried to ignore it, nah, that doesn't make sense. Like this is the way. I figured it out. It's always been wrong.
Yeah.
I'm always like, fuck, my intuition was right.
Yeah.
I can't remember what show it is, and that's exactly what this show is about. But it talks to people who have had these near-death experiences. Every single one of them said that their intuition told them, don't go down that alley, or don't talk to this person, or steer clear of that. And that's very telling and also terrifying.
You have to really learn to listen to that.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't need to make sense. If something is really ringing, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, follow that gut
It doesn't need
instinct.
to make sense.
Yeah.
You'll find out later why.
I think maybe like, I wonder if it's like, it boils down to because we are pretty much animals, and that animal instinct that we have from back then, or all those survival instincts that we've had back then as cavemen and stuff, like maybe it's stuck with us for this long. And it still kind of manifests or shows itself too, and it still helps us.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that being said, I've learned a lot from playing poker. It's all about decision making, and your emotions, your lack of hydration, and drugs and alcohol severely impair your decision making. Like more than you. I know that it impairs your decision making because like don't drink and drive, like that kind of stuff. But like I didn't realize how much dehydration makes you not think correctly, and lack of sleep, or lack of eating, or lack of like if your basic needs aren't being met, you are terrible at making decisions. Even if your brain tells you like, no, we got this. We're good. No, we got this. No, you don't. So like really take care of your health and your basic human needs before making any important decisions at all.
Huh.
That's important.
So
Yeah.
I could have been a fucking CEO of a Fortune 500 company right now.
I believe
Drink that water.
Right? You should drink some water, Gina.
Have
You
a
can still do it.
Could have been
Have a
president.
vegetable.
Have a vegetable for once in your life. Oh, how did I lose the page? What the hell is this? Did I click on an ad?
Because you didn't drink enough water.
Seriously.
Here goes
If
the
she
decision
had
making.
drinking water, she would not lose her place.
Access to reproductive health care has become much harder and unnecessarily complicated for women in recent years. Gain time and peace of mind back with Favor. Their licensed medical team puts your health first with access to affordable birth control, skincare, menstrual care, sexual wellness products, and more, all with an online subscription. The Pill Club is now Favor. Favor offers professionally prescribed birth control subscriptions and sexual wellness products delivered straight to your door for free. Favor carries over 120 FDA-approved brands and ships to all 50 states. Most brands of birth control are free with insurance or Medicaid. Otherwise, prices start as low as $7 per month without insurance. Favor delivers birth control to your door for free in discreet packaging, along with fun self-care gifts and goodies. Oh, I wish it was always like that. What's more, their licensed medical team is just a text away to provide you the care that you deserve. Sign up for birth control in just 5 minutes, skip the office visit and waiting in line at the pharmacy, and get treated right. Right now, when you go to heyfavor.com/bigmood, Favor is offering a $10 donation to bedsider.org for every Big Mood listener who becomes a patient. Your donation will help low-income individuals get access to birth control through bedsider.org. That's heyfavor.com/bigmood to get your first birth control care package and donate to help more women in need of affordable birth control. Remember, heyfavor.com/bigmood. You must use the link to make the donation. The key to consistent good hair days? Using ingredients that benefit your hair. Function of Beauty makes hair products that are 100% customizable, made for your hair where it's at now and where you want it to go. Function of Beauty is the world's first fully customizable hair care that creates individually filled shampoos, conditioners, styling, and treatment formulas based on your hair now and where you want it to go. Founded by a dream team of engineers and cosmetic scientists, each Function of Beauty product is individually designed to be as unique as you are. Function of Beauty offers over 54 trillion possible formulations. Every one of them is vegan and cruelty-free, and they never use sulfates or parabens. You can also go completely silicone-free. Here's how it works. First, take the quick hair quiz to build your hair profile and select 5 hair goals like lengthen, volumize, and oil control. Does your hair get frizzy in the winter but oily in the summer? Function formulations are meant to be changed when your needs change. Next, choose your color and fragrance, or go dye and fragrance free too. I usually get purple and I like rose scented. Then get your freshly filled formula delivered straight to your door and prepare for good hair days ahead. Say goodbye to generic hair care for good today. Go to functionofbeauty.com/bigmood to take your hair goals quiz, and you'll save 25% on your first order. Again, let's go to functionofbeauty.com/bigmood to let them know you heard about it on our show and to get 25% off your first order. That's functionofbeauty.com/bigmood to take your hair quiz and save 25% on your first order.
The next one is number 8 says, take every opportunity life presents or create your own. The timing is never going to be perfect for that next big step in your life. The setup may not be ideal, but that shouldn't hold you back from reaching to meet your goals and dreams. Instead, seize the moment because it may never come back.
I love saying, say yes and then figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't know how.
Especially if your intuition's telling you that.
Yes.
Like, I mean, not if it's like, oh, I'm going to, move to Jamaica on a whim and like
Quit my job.
There's a difference between being impulsive and like taking an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They say that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So if there's something that you've been preparing for and you've just been waiting for the opportunity, obviously take
Do
it.
it.
Even if you're like, I don't know if I'm ready. You're ready, bitch. Just fucking do it.
That reminds me of when I was like early 20s when I first met like all my YouTube buddies. And for the longest time, I refused to post anything on my channel. They're like, dude, just post anything. Just fucking post. I'm like, no, I have to have the perfect camera. I have to learn how to edit. How do I like use this camera? But you guys' videos look so good. I want to just post them. And that stopped me for so long. And it kept me from not really posting normally, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and then you don't learn because you don't know how, you haven't done anything yet.
Exactly.
Figuring out your voice is a whole thing. And you don't want to have the fancy equipment without having the experience first. Just get in there.
Yeah. I had to make it so perfect. Like even with my stream, I was like, but it's not pretty. I don't have like a setup. I don't have all this, whatever. They're like, my friends are like, shut up and just fucking stream. And now like, I'm like, I could have started way earlier, you know? Yeah.
All the waiting leads to inaction, and it's like, just start.
Yeah.
There's no perfect time. Just do it now.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Totally.
I mean, it goes back to that perfection thing and not wanting to fail or make a mistake. And you see other people who are succeeding. And you're like, but mine doesn't look like theirs.
Exactly.
Can I do it?
Doesn't matter. They didn't start there.
I remember like, do I have to get a DSLR right away? I'm fucking poor. Like, what the hell, you know? Like, it was tough. Number 9 says, put yourself first. Don't feel bad about doing this. Women especially can grow accustomed to putting others first. Although there's a time and place for this, it shouldn't be a habit that costs you your mental or emotional well-being. Find the time to decompress. Without decompressing and recharging, you can put serious strain on yourself. Whether it's spending the day in bed or outdoors in nature, find what helps you decompress and dedicate time to this.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit on one of the other episodes, but like, you know, extroverts typically recharge by going and hanging out with people, and then introverts tend to recharge by staying inside and being alone. But you definitely need some sort of outlet for, and this is where like the emotional buildup comes in, because if you don't have an outlet for all of these emotions and
It just builds.
way to let it out and
Compacts.
stress out, then you're just going to be a really tense, angry person. It's going to be a little rough for you, and it's going to explode somewhere along the line. It doesn't go away ever.
It just builds.
It builds to a breaking point.
Yeah, that's where people go crazy and have mental breaks and end up in another country somewhere. half
Midlife
naked.
crisis.
I was in another country having midlife crisis because I was in London shooting the show, and it was the first time in my life I've ever not had to take care of someone.
Whoa.
My girlfriend was here. My daughter was here. I'm in London in quarantine because it was just, they had us all sectioned off, and unless it was shoot days, I didn't really see anyone. And I'm like, oh my, what do I do with myself?
Yeah,
Like,
you didn't even have your dog.
I had nothing.
No dog, no girlfriend, no
girlfriend.
daughter.
There was no alcohol. It was just me and my thoughts. And there's a lot rolling up there. So I really learned how to be still, and being still, I'm so not good at it.
Yeah.
But I'm a reader. Oh my God, I'm a reader. So I started to read, and I've never been good at meditation.
Yeah,
But
it's hard.
It's so hard. Day by day, slowly but surely, I learned how to be still, and that's still something that I'm working on. But learning how to take care of yourself first is so important.
Totally.
And I didn't even know how to do it.
That's why they call yoga and meditation a practice.
It's a total
Because
practice.
it always is practice. No matter how much you've been doing it, it's not just easy for humans to be still.
Oh,
We wanna
I thought you
move.
meant like you had a breakdown because you weren't taking care of someone, and I just imagined like a news article like crazed American woman brushing the hair of children in the park. Like, it's okay, baby, you look so pretty.
Eating strange babies. I was just like, what do I do with
doll.
myself?
It's like,
Just walking around with squirrels and baby dolls. She's wild.
But I'm like that too. It's very hard for me to sit still, and it's very hard for me to sit in silence. So meditating just doesn't work for me. It's the strangest thing to me. I think I've gotten a little bit better at it, or being in silence, because before I used to have to always sleep with the TV on, and now I don't anymore. But then it's also because I have my cat.
yeah,
purring.
cats help.
Yeah.
Because they're very meditative, actually. Like when just petting them, it's
The purring.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
purring. They're actually a great anxiety relief
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now I want a cat, Nikki.
Yay, we converted her.
Yay.
That was the
Gateway
whole
cat.
mission.
Dog person is now cat person.
Gateway cat. Good job, Nibbler. Oh, we got another one.
They'll never get out.
Dog 0, cats 3.
10 says, feel pain and joy as fully as you can. Allow yourselves to feel these things fully, lean into pain, revel in your joy, and don't put limitations on your feelings. Like fear, pain, and joy are emotions that will help you understand yourself and ultimately realize that you are not your feelings.
Feel your feelings.
I think I feel them too much. I feel every emotion so intensely, and I didn't even realize that like not everyone feels emotions super intensely until I became older. I was like, but everyone cries every day, right? Like that's normal, right? And I just cry at every emotion. Like every emotion is expressed by crying. So joy, if I'm like super happy, I'm crying.
Even horny?
Not horny, no.
Okay, because that would be weird.
That's not an emotion. That's like a primal need, I think. Although after sex, I have cried sometimes because it's like a release. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But really, when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm angry, when I'm frustrated, it all comes out as crying. It's like this overwhelm of emotion, and so it comes out as like tears.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, it's not like a logical thing. I'm not like, I'm so angry, I'm gonna cry. It's just like, it just is coming out, and I'm still thinking and trying to communicate the same way as I would if it wasn't happening.
It's your body processing.
Yeah, and I feel like it's betraying me sometimes. I'm like, wait, I know I'm not emotional, okay? I'm telling you something real.
All of my emotions come out as anger, but we all know that anger, when you're angry, there's other emotions happening. So it's usually sadness, frustration, feeling misunderstood. Like happiness, I feel to my core, and I can feel really elated a lot of the time. It's the other half of that, like the sadness. I don't really feel deeply unless I'm watching Disney and crying.
Good. At least you found an outlet to get there.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Lacey lets me spin out. She'll like, she knows if I'm having a moment, and she's like, I just let you, you're like a top, and you just spin and spin and spin until you're done, and you're done. Yeah. You collapse. Yeah. And she's like, you just, a lot of people just need to let themselves spin out.
I think it's that inner child thing too. Because like when I was a kid, I got yelled at. If I was frustrated or, whatever, I started crying, just like I do now. But I got yelled at for it because my dad thought all emotions were bad. And so like he would yell at me, and then it would make me cry more because I'm being yelled at. And so then I was like started hyperventilating like this, and I had crazy anxiety. Like, gee, I wonder why I got crazy anxiety as an adult. And that whole inner child thing is like letting her just feel the emotions. Yeah. Because you're a person. And I found out much later in life that my dad was actually a very emotional person, and he was not allowed to be when he was a child. Yeah. And so it's like he's just teaching what he learned and how he was raised to grow up, and how he saw that emotions aren't accepted in the world, that you're not taken seriously as a person, and you really aren't. There is a stigma behind people that are emotional, like, oh, you can't be logical and emotional at the same time, so like emotion's bad.
Women can't run the country because they're so emotional.
Yeah, exactly. And so like he was trying to protect me from that kind of judgment by like stifling that. But as we learned now, like later, like modern psychology and stuff has shown us that it's actually very healthy to express emotions, and more people should. It shouldn't be stigmatized by society to feel things. Like, you're not a robot. And also it's bad. It actually causes disease in your body. That's the main source of the cause of disease is stress and emotions, and anything that you're not releasing. It's a buildup of that, and it creates disharmony in your body.
And the body keeps the score.
Yes, exactly.
So we have to feel our feelings. It's a great book. We have to feel our feelings for sure.
Yeah.
I think the feeling that I don't express well is probably anger, to be honest. Yeah.
True, you're like a silent anger. It's like when she goes silent, it's like, oh.
Yeah. I'm more like a
plot their murder anger.
Yeah. I'm like a more methodical anger.
You get quiet.
Yeah. And I don't really rage, and I don't, the last time I got angry was actually a few weeks ago. I found out the significant other of a family member was getting beaten, and they called me, and I took my baseball bat over. Like, that's the only time. But other than that, I don't feel anger. I've always told people I'm at my best when I'm angry, because I don't rage. I get really, really methodical, and I focus. I'm hyper focused,
That's what Steve says about himself. He's like, I like getting angry because it's a fuel.
Yeah.
And like, I need like the anger to fuel me to do things. And I'm like, I don't understand you.
I mosh.
Yeah.
Straight mosh.
But like, I never scream. I never like yell. I don't punch things. I don't whatever. But sadness and happiness, I got pretty good. Yeah, those
You're
are
like,
fun.
that's unlock.
Yeah, that's unlock.
Literally screamed, yelled, and punched my car seat yesterday.
Who did?
Me.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I guess it talking to you guys made me realize I don't remember being angry ever. Even when I'm arguing with people,
Interesting.
I don't scream or yell.
Maybe because your outlet is productivity when you're angry.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really think so.
But those are the two things people don't talk about that we should talk about more is our emotions and our mental health and removing the stigma behind mental health in that conversation, because it all comes down to emotion and like what's happening between our head and in here and like intuition and all the things. It's all.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence that if you look at the psychology behind every serial killer, there's trauma during childhood. It's always like some traumatic thing happened in their childhood.
Oh my God. I just realized.
Why?
The reason why I don't get angry is because whenever I was little and I was angry, like my grandparents would like yell at me or whatever. Or if what is it? If they yell at me, I'm not allowed to show anger because I don't get my ass beat. So they punished me by making me go do chores.
Oh,
so
it's
I'm angry doing chores.
Yeah. You're getting shit done.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny.
I just noticed that.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's
and then,
your
like,
coping mechanism for anger.
Yeah.
It's getting shit done.
Getting shit done, and like you're not allowed to yell because so like I'll just close the door. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, you know,
whispering.
like, exactly, just whispering this angry
Miming
shit.
it.
Yeah. Oh shit. Wow.
Wow, we just had a whole therapy session here.
We had a breakthrough.
Really cool.
Yeah. Gina.
Yeah.
We have to break down to break through.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool.
She's got a lot of merch coming out. I hope you are subscribing to her.
Well, we're running out of time because every point of these were so good that we had a lot to talk about with each point. But just to speed through the rest of them, number 11 is exercise boldness in public. Get into the habit of speaking your mind. Boldness is like a muscle. It grows the more you exercise it. And it's true. I used to be a very shy bitch. Yeah, and now I yell at people in public.
I love dancing in public.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between that and a Karen, though, right?
Oh, no, I yell at Karens. I yell at Karens.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to be afraid of conflict and stuff like that, but now I yell at Karens. Let's see. 12 is see beauty in the simple things. Try to notice at least one beautiful small thing around you every single day.
I have been doing that.
That's you too.
It helps
I
you.
love that.
Aw. She doesn't mean it. It helps you be more present too, because sometimes we just go about life and we're like, I know what that is. There's a tree. There's a car. There's a street. I've been here a million fucking times. Like I know this neighborhood, and you're not really observing. Like you're not really present.
Be in your life.
But if you can observe like one beautiful thing that you didn't notice before, you're here.
Yeah.
You're in the world.
You are here and you matter here and you're valued here. Like you're a valuable person. You're a valuable person.
Yes, you
I think
are.
that's what we need to tell one another more too.
Yeah.
You're valuable.
Oh, see it.
You matter here.
You need to be internet mom.
I want to
people
be
need
internet
hear
mom.
that.
I want to
Start
tell
that
them you
TikTok.
They can
matter.
have internet boyfriends
That's
and
TikTok.
internet
I'll help
husbands
you.
and like, you know, the people, hey honey, how was your day?
Yeah.
I made you dinner. Let me rub your feet. Like they have that shit. You could be the mom.
I'm gonna be the mom.
I would love it.
But I like
love you,
that see
Gina.
the beauty in simple things. Like I really try to maintain and keep my childlike wonder. So sometimes I'm just staring at a fucking bee and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
yeah. And my friend's like, what the fuck's going on?
You can't lose that.
Yeah.
Never lose that.
It makes me happy. Like that's
Never
why
lose
like
that.
as how I am and whatever, when I'm at home, I'm a fucking child. I got bunny ears. I'm a fucking,
Maybe that's why you like Aries, because we're childlike.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one, and probably the most important one, is to be kind to yourself. The world is full of harsh words and critique. Don't add yours to the mix. Speak kindly to yourself and don't call yourself mean things.
That one's really
Aw.
hard.
It's very
That's
hard.
really hard
Yeah,
and so
it really
important.
is.
My therapist told me that I do that because I'm carrying on what I learned from childhood. So it's like, you know, I got reprimanded and told mean things when I, you know, would make a mistake. So when I make a mistake now, I'm just carrying on the same punishment. Like they don't even need to be there anymore. I'm punishing myself for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, that's so true. Like she's like, yeah, you don't need to punish yourself for that anymore.
No.
I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. You did a good job. Okay,
Aw, good
It is
job.
really hard to like give yourself praise. I've never been a praise person, so it's hard to accept like compliments, especially from yourself, because you're like, do you mean it?
Yeah, I am beautiful. I'm worthy. I'm
love me
valuable.
Yeah. I
think-
remember my therapist and then a life coach also was like, have you ever just told yourself, hey, I really love you? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, go to the mirror right now and do it. And I looked at myself. I was like, And I just start crying. I'm like, why is this so hard? They're like, you've never done that before. I'm like, no. And like, it was crazy how I couldn't get the words out. Yeah.
It was hard for me to accept love.
Yeah.
Growing up and in my earlier relationships as a young adult, because I do believe we accept the kind of love we think we deserve. And if you don't think you're worthy of having someone to love every part of you, even the dark, ugly bits, then you'll have someone who only recognizes those.
That's so true.
You know?
Yeah. You attract the type of love you think you deserve.
Love internet mom.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
From us, your big sisters and your internet mom.
That's right.
Internet mom.
We love you and you're
so
valuable.
Determined for you to make that TikTok because I think it'll do great. That TikTok account.
Love yourself, hug yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Say that in the mirror.
Say it in the mirror. Or, you know
bawl
what?
like a little baby bitch. You little bitch baby.
You stupid crybaby, you stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch crybaby.
I learned one thing that you can do every night. Go to sleep and pat yourself on the head and be like, you did good today.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, good job. You did good today. I love you. But please follow Jess Lizama on all of her socials. We'll be linking it down below.
Yes, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You enhance our life.
I love you both.
And let us know in the comments if there's anything that you've worked through that has helped you, that has given you tools for self-love. I would love to know.
Yeah. Me too. And give us a like, thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever it is. I don't know. But we love you and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for being a bright spot in the day.
Bye.